Hey folks, I've got some brand new and very interesting passenger cars made by Lionel, and we're going to check them out right now on Eric's Trains. Alright, so I've got some Lionel passenger cars here, and as you can see on the side it says Strasburg Railroad Wood Coach 2-pack, and I've got two of these for a total of 4 passenger cars. Now these come from Lionel's 2021 Volume 2 catalog, and they're meant to accompany the Strasburg number 90210 steam locomotive that has yet to arrive. So the passenger cars have already arrived. The steam locomotive has not. I would imagine that'll probably ship at some point later this year. As a matter of fact, a few days ago, Lionel tweeted that they were busy recording the sounds of the real number 90 locomotive to be used on the upcoming model of number 90. Pretty cool. Now, what makes these really interesting is that these are ex-MTH passenger cars that are now being made by Lionel. Pretty cool. And these are those gorgeous wood-sided passenger cars that MTH used to make. I've actually got some examples of them that I'll show you in this video. And those come from the old MTH New York Central Empire State Express set, and like I said, they are absolutely beautiful. So it's really cool that Lionel bought that tooling and is now making these under the Lionel banner. Now, I've already shown you some ex-MTH stuff that Atlas is making, but these are the first ex-MTH trains that I've received that are made by Lionel. And so I'm really excited to get inside and see what they've changed and what they've kept the same. Now, they're made in the exact same factory by the exact same people that MTH used, so I'm willing to bet they're pretty much exactly the same as the old ones, but it'll be interesting to get inside and find out. So let's go ahead and get these things open. So for today's unboxings from my knife collection, and specifically from my Swiss Army knife collection, we'll be using this knife. This is a Victorinox Timekeeper, and it's a Swiss Army knife with a clock built into it. Kind of cool. So this pack is labeled number 2, so I guess this is number 1. So we'll open the bottom pack first, followed by number 2. So these passenger cars arrived along with a bunch of other stuff that came in a big shipment from Lionel a few weeks ago, and that shipment included the Acela and the Acela expansion pack, which I'll be reviewing very soon, and it also included some SD70s and some freight cars and maybe a couple other things. So it was a pretty big shipment that arrived. And there we go. So there's the box tag on this one. Strasburg Coach Combine 2-pack, 1990s, number 96. Is that 96? Yep. Die-cast trucks and operating couplers, flicker-free interior lighting. And like I said, the Strasburg number 90 locomotive has not arrived yet. That will probably arrive sometime later this year. And of course, the reason for the difference in arrival times is because these passenger cars are being made by the people that used to make the MTH trains, and the locomotive is being made in another factory that makes steam locomotives for Lionel. Gotta be careful with these. If I remember, the MTH versions are somewhat delicate. Oh yeah. Totally feels like an MTH model. It's got some passengers on the inside. Very cool. And they look like contemporary passengers, which would make sense because this is the 1990s excursion train version. And the name on this is the William McFarlane. Yeah, these are a dead ringer for the old MTH wood-sided passenger cars. I can tell they haven't changed much. You can see, just like on the Atlas ex-MTH stuff, they've got that MTH inspection sticker there from that factory. And this is kind of funny. You can see in the metal on the truck, I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, probably not, but MTH is stamped into the metal of the truck. And so what they did is they took some white paint and stamped Lionel over the MTH, but if you feel it, and if you look at it from a certain angle, you can still see MTH embossed into the metal. And Atlas pretty much did the same thing. They stamped Atlas instead of Lionel. And right here, I'm not sure if you can see that, but they changed the tooling slightly so that instead of saying MTH in the plastic there, it now says Lionel LLC, Lionel made in China. Very cool. There's a switch here for the lights. And they have flicker-free LED lighting. I can't remember if the MTH versions had that. I know the MTH wood-sided passenger cars that I have, I believe they were made before MTH was doing flicker-free lighting. I don't know if they ever switched to it before they sold the tooling, but these definitely have it, so that's nice. Nice tops. Let's check out the Combine car. Same label as the other box, but this one has a road number of 60. It's kind of weird to see XMTH models in a Lionel box. Never thought I'd see the day. I love the color on these cars. And of course, I got the 90s version of these cars because I also ordered the 1990s version of the locomotive. So that way they'll match. So there's the Combine car, and this one's called the Eshelman Run. Opening doors. The end doors don't open. I don't think they opened on the MTH versions either. And again, there's passengers in here dressed in contemporary clothes. Very cool. Which is great because it would kind of be weird to have an excursion train from the 1990s and have the passengers be wearing clothes from the 1930s. So, nice attention to detail. I like these little frosted windows up here. Very nice. Yeah, just as I suspected, Lionel changed as little as possible with these. They've still got MTH trucks and couplers. Everything is very much MTH except for the box and the Lionel stampings, which is a very smart approach because, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why change it if you don't have to? Lionel is already having to change the MTH locomotives to have legacy and so forth. But, you know, with the rolling stock, change as little as possible because it's already great. All right, let's check out 2-pack number 2. All right. Strasburg Railroad 1990s Wood Coach 2-pack number 72. And then this one is number 70. So these are both coach cars. So that'll be nice. I'll have 3 coach cars and a Combine car. Although I wonder if one of these is an observation car. I don't know. I don't think so, but that would be nice. I wonder if they're using the same MTH styrofoam packing too. It's got Lionel on it now, but I wonder if I tilt it at a certain angle, maybe I can see an old MTH or something. Nope. And by the way, in the event that you want to replace the O-gauge couplers with O-scale couplers, they have these mounting pads for the Katy style O-scale couplers, and you can put them right there. I actually did a video a long time ago showing how to remove the O-gauge couplers on MTH cars and install the scale couplers many, many years ago. And this one's called the Mill Creek. See if this smells like Lionel or MTH. It smells like Lionel. Yeah, that's how crazy I am and how long I've been in this hobby. I can tell if a box smells like MTH or Lionel or Atlas. And this one, the inside, this smells like MTH. The box smells like Lionel. There's probably some people watching this right now saying, that guy's insane. But, you know, for me, believe it or not, smell is a big part of enjoying this hobby. The smell of the smoke that comes out of the locomotives and the smell of the boxes when they're brand new. There's nothing like the smell of a brand new train. And after years and years, you can kind of tell the smell of a Lionel box versus the smell of an MTH box versus the smell of an Atlas box. So it's kind of cool that way. Yeah, that smells like MTH, but the box smells like Lionel. This one is the Cherry Crest, another coach car. So no observation car. I'll have to look at the catalog again to see if there was an observation car. I don't think there was. And these are the 1990s style passenger cars. They also had some 2000s style passenger cars, but I didn't get those. You know, I kind of grew up in the late 80s and in the 90s. That was kind of when I was coming of age, and so that's why I got the 1990s styled cars and the 1990s era locomotive. Right on. So here's the older MTH Empire State Express passenger cars in front of the newer Lionel versions. And just on a cursory examination, they're pretty much identical. Now this set is not identical. It's got different cars. It's got a baggage car, and then the combine car, and then a coach car, and then an observation car on the end. Now I checked the catalog, and Lionel did offer an observation car on the same page as the 2-packs, but for some reason I didn't get the observation car, probably because I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, so we'll compare the combine cars. So there's the original MTH version, essentially identical. The passengers in the car are a little bit different. Obviously, you know, they're arranged a little differently, different clothes. This one has a guy standing up. I don't think the Lionel version does. But, you know, basically the same. And I wanted to see just how similar they were, so I got out my scales and we'll weigh these and see if they're the same. So the original MTH combine car weighs 1 pound 9.2 ounces. And then let's see what the Lionel car weighs. 1 pound 9.2 ounces, so exactly the same, yeah. So my suspicions were correct. They changed as little as possible, which again was the smart thing to do. Why reinvent the wheel when you've already got something that's perfect? So yeah, they did a good job. Now interestingly, like I said, the Lionel cars have Lionel stamped into the plastic, and they've also stamped Lionel over the MTH on the trucks. But the MTH cars, when I was pulling these out, I noticed that, you know, they've got MTH embossed into the trucks, which Lionel has stamped over, but they don't have MTH stamped into the car itself. That's where Lionel stamped their name, and as you can see, it's just wooden slats there. There's no MTH stamping at all. So yeah, kind of interesting. They added something new to the car that wasn't there before, the Lionel stamping. I figured it was like Atlas where they replaced the MTH stamp with an Atlas stamp, but no, they added a Lionel stamp where there was no stamp before. Kind of cool. But yeah, other than that, they are basically identical, and that's a good thing. Alright, so there you have it. I think Lionel did a great job with these cars, and they definitely did the smart thing in changing as little as possible, just like Atlas has changed as little as possible with their XMTH cars. Now, at some point, I will buy that Strasburg observation car just to kind of complete the look so that when number 90 arrives, I'll kind of have a complete set to run. And of course, I'll do a video when number 90 arrives. Don't worry about that. Now, I'd like to end this video by running these around the layout for a minute, but of course, I don't have number 90 on hand yet. And oddly enough, I don't have a 2100 Decapod in my collection at this time. That's probably why I ordered number 90 in the first place. So for right now, what I'm going to do is steal the observation car from my Empire State Express set, and then I'll run the closest thing that I have to a 2100 Decapod, which at this time is a Penske 280. So that's it for now. Enjoy the ride. I'm Eric Siegel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.